Oh god, how often do you look at faceless, digitized live actors and realize just how far we've come in the gaming industry? Cool victory poses are usually accompanied by tacky costumes, but in a way it was better to look at representations of real fighters punching and kicking their way to victory. Gritty, illegal street combat had since been portrayed by arcade giants Taito in Violence Fight and SNK Street Smart. But lurking in the deepest, darkest pits of the underground fighting circuit, ready to knock your ass out with a barrel toss as much as a fist to the chin, is Pit Fighter, ported from your arcades collection to the Sega Genesis in 1991. In this no-holds-barred world of Pit Fighter, you control one of three fighters: a third-degree black belt named Kato, a Muay Thai kickboxing champion appropriately named Tai, and Buzz, a pile-driving ex-professional wrestler extraordinaire. The objective is to make as much cash as possible by participating in, you guessed it, pit fights. You'll go up against bloodthirsty savages that are just as much in it for the cash as you are, if not just trying to squeeze the life out of your puny body. Now, to be sure, the production value of Pit Fighter is evident in just looking at the gameplay. It's lower than a snake's belly. Mix it in with relatively mediocre fighting, full of button mashing and little if no combo functionality, and you're looking at a fighting game that looks more like a rehashed version of Double Dragon, except all you're doing is fighting bosses. Pit Fighter was never going to age very well, but I still enjoy it for its difficulty, if nothing else. You're in survival mode the whole time, turned loose in the first stage with 3 lives and a health bar. It's up to you how long you last, young grasshopper. You can use objects around you to throw at your opponent and gain an advantage, but your body is your finest weapon. The crowd, who are just as savage as you are, will often interfere with the fight, throwing weapons onto the floor and even attacking the combatants. Oh, and did I mention the fact that Pit Fighter encourages the use of performance-enhancing substances? The Super Pill will enable you to flash like a strobe light, and you'll be able to take less damage from opponents. Just don't let them catch you with a needle in the locker room. Terrible animation is probably the cause for such poor reception by fighting game fans. When you jump without kicking or punching, you'll just fly in the air in a sitting stance. It also means that sometimes, when you're trying to execute a punch and kick combo in the middle of the crowd, you might find yourself on the short end of the stick, getting tossed onto your ass in a flash. Another aspect of the game I find hilarious is the grudge match that occurs between matches. Yes, after earning enough cash against Southside Joe or Angel, you have to fight yourself. You know, this can be taken in many ways. Like, are you actually fighting against your evil twin in blue pants, or is this more of a representation of a mental battle you're fighting in your head? Talk to your sensei about this part of the game. He'll surely have something to say. If you frequented the arcade back in the day, you'll notice that the Genesis port of Pit Fighter does no justice for the arcade version, which had much more detail, bigger fighters, and brighter, vibrant colors similar to that of the design of Mortal Kombat. Still, whether derisively or seriously, it's considered widely to be one of the worst fighting games ever made, and if you can't tell why from this review, well, you deserve a choke slam from Chainman Eddie himself.